자, 이제 첫 번째 세트. 아니, 제가 한 말 아니에요? 제가 한 말 아니잖아요.
그럼요. 제가 한 말도 아니에요.
고인규 해설이.
그렇습니다.
해설의 자리.
Planet S. Spawningly top right-hand position as the blue Terran, the super ace player from STX Seoul. His name is Innovation.
His opponent, his name is Best, and he is already moving out on the map with the first probe.
Indeed he is. Looks like he wants to start this game off by throwing Innovation out of his comfort zone. And you know what, as a player that's kind of the underdog, I can totally understand why Best wants to do a build like this against his opponent, Innovation.
Now, just getting the word out there, seems like we are having some technical issues connecting to the OGN stream, so we are going to switch to the SPL TV stream. We are going to have some Korean letters here and there, yes, but we do apologize for the technical difficulties, but at least we have the game, and we are still casting this match where Best, he's going for the proxy pylon and gonna go for the proxy gateway.
Indeed, so Best, you know, he's probably going to hope that his opponent maybe, you know, tries to build the command center on the low ground or do something really greedy here. And Innovation, this is a popular place to kind of proxy, like in this general area at the third base. So eventually Innovation could end up scouting here. The question is going to be, can he scout it in time?
Well, he does have the barracks going down right now, but it really depends on Innovation's mindset today. Best, he's not scared to go for this particular build because he knows that when it goes to the macro game, he is going to lose this game against Innovation, given he is such a fantastic player when it comes to StarCraft2. So Best, he's just rolling the dice right now. He's hoping that this forward gateway is going to put a lot of pressure against his opponent.
Yes, and it looks like we do have a gas behind the gateway as well. We're going to probably see a core go up almost as soon as this gateway is done. Could see a Zealot before then, but we'll have to see exactly what he wants to do here. He could even go for an extremely fast Stargate if he wanted, but, you know, we're probably going to just see him go ahead and make a few Stalkers here that really pressure his opponent early on.
Yeah, so the simultaneous core goes down, and like you said, this is going to be a pressure from our Protoss player Best. He's also going to be happy with the fact that there is no wall off at the natural. He scouts inside the main base, sees that Innovation is taking the gas, also controlling the number of SCVs in there as the first Reaper is being built from the barracks.
Indeed, and by the time these Protoss units get to Innovation's base, the Reaper could already be halfway across the map going towards the best side of the map, which means that, you know, it's not going to really be too useful in the defense here, and that, you know, pretty much just leaves SCVs for Innovation to defend here. And if he goes for a reactor, he's going for a command center.
He's going for the command center, and the reactor goes down, which means he's not going to have any units back at home. The Reaper does not scout the Zealot in the gateway. Best with a perfect build. It seems like he can take out Innovation and gain #1 as the Zealot is marching through. It's really up to Innovation to pull his SCVs and micro perfectly against the Zealot and the Stalker.
All right, here comes the Zealot, the Stalker as well, and there is no wall off at the natural as well. The SCV going to start attacking the SCVs here instantly. The Reaper pulled back to the main base here. Bunker going to be attempted to get created here as well. Best, he's trying to micro his units as good as possible. At Innovation, very, very solid from him. He's not losing any of these SCVs here. He's going to eventually lose that one right there, but now Innovation, he has to try to complete the wall off here. The second Stalker is out as well with a third on the way. There's no bunker. The reactor finishes. There's 2 Marines in production here, but SCVs are starting to fall left and right, and as long as Best doesn't overextend here and plays this very carefully, he should eventually be able to take out his opponents.
Here comes the SCVs, but all Best has to do is force those SCVs a little bit back and pull his Stalkers back, micro as perfectly as possible, and pick those up one by one. The 2 Marines are out, but that's 3 Stalkers, and as long as Best can micro his Stalkers, he's going to be completely fine against the SCVs.
I do love the control coming from Innovation, very top-notch here, doing the best he can with the few units that he has, and there's additional Marines that are going to come out here soon. Innovation, it looks like, even though he's losing a lot of SCVs, he will be able to force this pressure back, and Best has been deterred for now. The pressure may not be over, but just stalled for the time being here. The Reaper finishes off that lone Stalker as well, so only 1 remains. Back at home, Best, he's building a mothership core. The count between workers is 22 probes, the 12 SCVs. So with this attack, Best has secured a very solid economic advantage over his opponent, and he's just going to move into a macro game, putting down his Nexus at the natural.
Yeah, but he also needs to be careful because this Reaper is going to scout inside the main base, sees that there's a lack of gateway, lack of cybernetics core, and the key point being seeing lack of tech inside the main base, which means right now, Innovation, he is following up with the Factory, and Best, he needs to follow up with the Robo pretty soon to get the Observer out against the Window Mines.
Indeed, Innovation, of course, he's just going to try to, fight his way back into this game. He still needs to build a command center. He may even just stay on one base. And, Innovation, he made a huge mistake not scouting the natural here. Maybe he doesn't even care, but look at this. At the same time, these Marines pushing out. And the Best, showing some good micro here, trying to pick off the Marines wherever they possibly can here. These Marines, they don't have any combat shields. They don't have any type of stim as well. No upgrades to be seen here on Innovation's end.
Yeah, Best doing a nice micro, just trying to eat away on this Marines one by one. Picks up another Marine, but this time around he does lose a Stalker, as he wasn't being too careful with his own Stalkers over there.
Another Stalker comes out. Innovation actually may end up losing a few more Marines than he wants to here. Best really just trying to, show some good control. The Reapers picked off. And the Mothership Core, in addition to the Stalker, can pick off these Marines. They're so low on health here, and yeah, the Marines are going to end up dying. Innovation now, he's got just a handful of units. He's building Window Mines. He's building Medivacs behind this, and a few Marines in an attempt to do a drop. But Best, he's got a great economy now as long...
He didn't see the Window Mine move out on the map, and he doesn't have any detection. Robo just started, which means that if Best does not be careful... I mean, if you look at the main nexus for Best, he was queuing up to 5 probes. This means that he's in a really comfortable position right now. He knows that he's going to win this game as long as his opponent does not go for the pressure and loses all of his probes to maybe a one single Window Mine or the Hellbat. But the problem is Innovation is doing the exact same thing, and he does not have any detection back at the main base.
And this Window Mine is being run forward here. Oh, can they get the surround on it? No, that's not the case here. The Window Mine is shot off as well. We have additional units coming in with the Medivac as well, moving towards that main base. The Robo is almost complete as well. Stalkers moving in position to defend. Will they be able to stop this drop harassment here? It's going to come down the micro and control. Medivac getting very low on health there. It's going to be forced out of there, and the Medivac is picked off with the Window Mine. Here looks like it's going to be able to get a hit off and takes out the Mothership Core. These Marines forced to go outside of the range of the Mothership cannon as well. We have an Observer on the way, so eventually these Stalkers will be able to pick off that Window Mine, but the Marines will have free reign over the probes at the natural.
Yeah, he needs to make sure he doesn't lose too many probes, and here is the problem for Innovation. If this attack doesn't work, his natural command center just started, while Best, he didn't lose that many probes behind the double-pronged attack from Innovation. He does have the Marines at the front, but it doesn't matter as the Window Mine gets picked off, and those handful of Marines are no match against the Stalkers. Look at the worker count between the two players, 41 probes to only 26 SCVs.
Innovation, he's so far behind on his tech right now. He has access to the starport, but he has no upgrades for his bio units. His economy is completely behind as well. The Observer just barely going to miss the Medivac coming in here, but I think that Best knows he has to remain on the defensive here. He's adding on to Twilight Councils, putting up an extra gateway as well, just really solidifying his advantage over his opponent. The worker count difference is staggering.
Yeah, because of that, Best can play to his Brood War style, just macro up, but he needs to make sure he doesn't lose too many probes to this drop, and he does pull away the probes in time, such that the Window Mine does not get a nice shot on all of the probes.
And look, that looks like the Medivac going to pick up those units here. It's getting low on health. Are there any units at the natural to pick it off? Looks like not. We have a few units warping in as well. The Mothership Core kind of just chilling over there. It may actually get picked off if he's not careful, though, but these additional warp-ins will deter that drop and force it away. Innovation not doing enough damage with these drops. The worker count difference is just still too large at this point, and we did see Best add on a ridiculous amount of gateways at his main base. He could go for a very large timing attack against Innovation and just overwhelm him.
Yeah, even look at Innovation going for the Cybernetics Core in the gateway. He knew that those buildings were over there a few minutes ago, but he couldn't do so because he lost too many Marines earlier in the game. So the best he can do right now is take out the pylon, make sure he has one less warp gate, and force Best to make another Cybernetics Core inside the main base.
All right, Best continuing to work on his upgrades right now. He's getting the Templar Archives. He now has a very solid amount of gateways, the warp-in, the continuous amount of units, also going for the Warp Prism. He can do additional harassment with that, kind of, give it back to Innovation because he kept dropping him earlier on in the game. Look at this, 12 minutes into the game, we only have stim, combat shields, and +1 attack starting.
Yeah, this is really grim for our Terran player Innovation. Even if you look at the supply, look at it, 85 from Protoss player to 70 Terran player. You never see this happen unless a Protoss player is so far ahead into the game.
Indeed, so this is going to be the big issue for Innovation. He's behind, so he can't afford everything that he wants to in this situation against his opponent. he's not going to have any solution for the Storm, which is going to hit him pretty soon. I think best he's adding on 2 additional gateways here. He's going to go for a very big timing attack. Look at this Marine constantly attacking this other Marine here and the SCV as well, but I think this is on purpose, potentially to keep the medevac energy count low. It could be a bit of an error here, but I guess he just doesn't want a lot of energy on that medevac, so the feedback can't instantly pick it off.
Yeah, in fact, he did pull away the SCV, so I think that was on purpose. But we have a drop going inside the main base. Yeah, he didn't want those medevacs to get feedback once they drop inside the main base. Perfect play by Innovation, but the problem is we also have a drop going inside the main base, and this double drop from Innovation, it needs to take out the Nexus inside the main base to do the same amount of damage. Nice storms on all the SCVs inside the main base, gets them really low on HP. 17 SCVs have been picked off so far in this game.
All right, we have Best actually going to try to secure a 3rd expansion. That's most likely going to get force canceled, though, by the double medevac drop here. He could try to bring in some units to... Nope, it's going to end up being canceled here. Innovation, though, he did suffer a lot of damage from that drop there. You know, just a handful of Zealots in a single storm. And yeah, there's just, I think, a tad too many gateway units here for this drop to work at all, instantly boosting the medevacs out from the main base.
Classic Best, just going for tons of charge loss inside the main base to defend against any type of drops. And Innovation, he is moving out on the map with his Bioforce, but the problem is there is Storm finish for our Protoss player Best, so as long as he has decent Storm on the Bio Army, he is going to be completely fine and defend against the attack.
Innovation, he's bringing additional bio units, but they're out in the open. I think they could actually end up getting picked off by a lot of these gateway units here. Force field goes down, doesn't really accomplish anything. The charge lots surrounding around the majority of this Bioforce, and the rest of Innovation's army is spotted by a single probe here, so we are going to most likely see Best kind of move back towards the natural here. We have Nexus Cannon go down, charge lot, Orphan as well. These bio units will not be able to accomplish too much here, and the rest of these units just getting picked apart by these extra units as well. And the Storms over here could end up doing a good amount of damage as well. The Widow Mine's still trying to be useful on the map. Best, where is his control here? He's getting split up too much here. Innovation, superior control is helping him out here, but I just think Best, he's still so far ahead in supply over his opponent. I think they're just maybe too much here at the natural. It looks like Best is starting to hack away. Additional SCVs picked off here. We have a Warp Prism as well, continuing the wreck havoc. Storm drop at the natural as well. Continual, constant aggression from Best.
Yeah, and this is a classic Best we know of. Going for the heavy macro play, doesn't, you know, yes, he has some micros here and there, but most of the time he just lets the Zealots run freely around the map, because he doesn't matter if 2 or 3 Zealots get picked off in the middle of the map. He just makes 10 more Zealots behind the 3 losses, and this is what we saw from Brood War Best. He just gets a tons of gateways out, tons of gateway army out, gets a lot of charge loss, gets a lot of, you know, some other AoE units, and overpowers his opponent through macro, not through micro.
So Best right now, you know, he's so far ahead in pretty much every single area of the game here. He's moving across the map. The problem now for Innovation is there's Storm and Colossus. He doesn't have Ghosts or Vikings. He's just starting to make his first 2 Vikings at this point here. Widowmine trying to be annoying here, and yeah, this command center, it's going to almost be forced to get lifted off here. These charge outs, Innovation actually, he needs the, okay, he lifts it off just at the last second there. That essentially can tickle away at the command center, but not do enough here. Another Warp Prism drop going into the main base, and it looks like
the High Templar 2-1. Can he actually get the Storm off on the SCVs? Yes, it does. Nice Storm on the SCVs. Gets him really low on HP. 31 SCVs have been killed so far in this game. Really nice play by Best, putting his opponent's units out of position and going for the SCVs constantly.
Yeah, and Best, you know, he secured his 3rd expansion, his +3 armor, halfway complete here. There's more Vikings that are being created by Innovation, but he still has no Ghosts to defend against the High Templars. So I'd love to see Best add in a few more Templars to his army here. Look at that, basically a pure charge lot army with some AoE support as well. He's adding in a few Stalkers to the mix now. Innovation, he wants to move across the map. He needs to make something happen, but the problem is there's Storm and Colossus in this army. It's heavily upgraded. We have Charge. That's a ridiculous amount of units there. Innovation, there's no chance for him to win a straight-up engagement against his opponent.
Yeah, in fact, if Best knows what his opponent's unit composition is, as soon as the +3 finishes, he's going to go for the attack. Between the 2 players, 180 supply to 132 supply over Terran player, as Innovation is pulling few SCVs SCVs, but those don't look strong as all, as these 3 templates can do a lot of damage against those bio units.
Innovation doing a nice job with his control here, trying the micro the best he can, but the Protoss Army Death Ball is simply a little bit too hard for Innovation. Best as long as he doesn't fumble his control here. This is his game to win. The Command Center getting very low in health. Oh, perfect storm on the main army of Innovation, hitting almost every single Marauder and Marine in that ball here, and we do see Best. He's pressing forward. He wants to end the game now. It's his turn to shine. Can he finish off Innovation here? It's the last hope for the STX Soul Terran player.
Yeah, Best just making sure that he doesn't get into an awkward position where all of his Colossus melt, but he does have better army. And look at the storms going now on the main army, just melts all the SCVs and the Marines as there's only Marauders left.
GG! Game 1 goes to Best. Innovation, the ace player from STX Soul, has been picked off in the first batch.
And this is the power of SK Telecom T1 in the playoffs. They practice really hard. They cater the builds to take out their opponent. Doesn't matter if it's an ace player or a weak player. Best's build was perfect against his opponent, Innovation, and it worked out. And his constant micro kept Innovation back in the game.
Indeed, like you mentioned, the strength for SK Telecom. They're so experienced when it comes to the playoffs, and with their main ace player losing in the first set here, that's going to kind of shake up STX Soul. Who knows what's going to happen now throughout the rest of the matches here. That's ridiculous. Innovation, that was supposed to be STX Soul's guaranteed win here, but since they lost that one, what's going to happen now?
Well, we're going to have to find out in set number 2. Of course, the next match is going to be Deer versus Rain on Belshire Vestige.